Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 Fact Sheet Friday. This is week 3 and we're in for some more treats. If you're into your logging and your forestry, this week is going to be for you. So follow me as I go through, explain some of the machinery, facts and information about them, and as I usually do, add in a few more little bits about the machinery and companies along the way. So first up on this forestry feast is the Komatsu 931XC. Earlier in the week, Farming Simulator posted on Twitter and on their webpage, all over the place, on all social media, on Discord as well, a video that they're done with Komatsu. Really interesting. I suggest you try and find it. I'll try and put a link in the description as well. Go over and have a look. What I loved about it was they cut between footage of the vehicles being used and then the in-game footage, and at times, I'll be honest with you, it was hard to differentiate between the two. They've done an absolutely brilliant job. This is replacing the Ponce Scorpion King. And it's a very nice piece of equipment. This is obviously a tree harvester, and it's £435,000 euros or dollars. It's 251 horsepower. It will drive at 20 kilometers per hour, 12 miles per hour, and the one thing you can change on it is the wheel setup. You can have standard with wheels as it's shown in the picture here, or you can have the Ollis Force tracks. I'm going to talk about those in a minute when we move on to the second fact sheet. But like I said, I urge you try and find the video clip if you can. If not, I'll leave a link in the description. Go over and have a look. Brilliant bits of equipment and fantastic company. So the next fact sheet this week is for the Komatsu 875. This is the kind of direct replacement for the Ponce Buffalo. This is a forestry forwarder. This has a crane attached and is for collecting your logs and transporting them out of your forestry areas, especially in terrain which is a little bit harder to traverse than lorries are normally capable of. This is £216,000 euros or dollars, 251 horsepower, same 20 kilometers per hour or 12 miles per hour, and again you can change the wheel setup. It's got those very bright blue tracks on there. I was reading in some forum pages and they were asking whether they would show weathering, and the inclination I got was that they are hoping to be showing weathering, and someone asked if you can change the colour, and I don't think you can, and there's a reason for that. These that are shown on the 875 are the Ollis Force tracks. On the previous Komatsu that I've just shown you didn't have them, that said that had the wheels. So this is the other option. This is the Ollis Force tracks. So looking very quickly at the Ollis Force website, these are the Ollis Force Eco Tracks. For those of you who want to go where no one else goes, where the road ends, Eco Tracks take over. These are very interesting design, and I know this is part of the mod, so I thought I'd talk about it. So the Eco Track design with a high linkage system significantly reduces rolling resistance compared with conventional tracks. The new generation of extended cross members produces even less ground pressure and damage and increases your carrying capacity. The wide assortment of track models provides several different sizes and models suited to many different machines and ground conditions. And that's the interesting thing about these, is the company makes them for lots of different environments. Now, it shows on here as well, they show increased traction and load capacity, less ground pressure, reducing ground damage and rutting, less root damage, so there's less loss of growth, and lower energy consumption, requiring less maintenance. It says the right track for operators who think forward, up and over. And there's a reason. They do 3 different types on here. One are forward tracks, and they will manage most conditions for all machine types and sizes, and they're ground and tyre friendly. Then they do an upward set. The upward tracks are the best choice when you need to make your way over steep terrain. Regardless of the terrain you'll be operating on, they have a track that makes your machine climb. Then the third set are the over tracks. And with our over tracks you can pass over all nature's obstacles. They give you increased flotation on various types of terrain while at the same time reducing ground disturbance. And they come in that very bright blue. Fantastic bit of kit, and the fact that you've got 3 different types. Now, whether in game, I don't suppose you're going to have 3 different types, but these things will get you over any terrain you need to, whilst reducing compaction and damage and all that kind of thing as well. So there you go. That's it for the second today of our fact sheets. Now to move on to the third. And here it is. This is the MAN TG X26 640. This is a new one on me. This has come out, obviously part of the Forestry stuff that's come out in the fact sheets today, but one of those vehicles I didn't know anything about, and now it's here. This is a timber truck. It's 180,000 pounds, euros or dollars. It is 640 horsepower, hence the 26640. 490 litre tank capacity. This will drive at 80 kilometers per hour or 49 miles per hour, and the thing you can change about it is the main colour. The other thing it says just underneath there on the fact sheet there is BEFA or BEFA timber bunk construction, and then PALFINGER or PALFINGER, and you've got the Epsilon Q172. Those are the 2 bits of, I say, 1 bit of machinery, and the timber bunk is obviously the framework on the back of the vehicle. I'm going to talk about those in just a second, but this looks a very, very nice bit of kit. So the first of these add-ons is the BEFA or BEFA, I'm not too sure, timber bunk construction. That is the load bed on the back of the MAN TGX. The company is Belziger Fahrzeugbau, I think is how you say it. I apologise if I've just murdered that name. The company was founded in around 1990 and went through a very rapid expansion. I think it started from what I've found, an old state-owned forestry company, and got various different investments. And from 1997 they possessed a 1,000 metre squared garage with 5 truck repair stations and a replacement warehouse. And then through continuous customer demand they constructed another garage with crane construction building. The company has grown and grown since that point, and they deal predominantly in logging trailers and logging equipment, producing logging trailers, semi-trailers and specialist equipment, I suppose like the MAN TGX that you see in front of you on the fact sheet. The second is the PALFINGER Epsilon Q17Z crane. The company was started in 1932 by Richard PALFINGER, who had a metalworking workshop who did repairs on agricultural machinery and trailers. His son, later on, Hubert PALFINGER, pioneered the hydraulic crane lift for the company. Not pioneered it generally, but for the company. This particular crane, the Epsilon Q series, is brand new out, and Farming Simulator are right on top of this. On the website, obviously it's the Epsilon. It says the next Epsolution, which is quite clever. But this is orderable at Interforest 2018. Interforest is a forestry show. It's a key trade fair for forestry and forest technology, and it's held every 4 years in Munich. So this was only available to order at Interforest 2018 this year. Brand new crane out. It's the lightest crane in its class. It has the longest reach in its class, up to 11 meters. It has a higher crane speed compared to its predecessor. It says very user friendly, no more hose package. LED lights are standard. It says the Q series is the upper end of the medium duty class of Epsilon cranes, with a capacity of 15 to 18 tons. This class is ideally suited to hard, short wood handling as well as occasional long wood handling. And looking at the picture on the website, it looks exactly like the crane we've got on the back of the truck. This brings us on to the very last of the fact sheets for week 3, and this is showing us the Steyr Prophy CVT tractor. This is 112,000 pounds, euros or dollars. It's it actually goes from 129 to 175 horsepower, depending on the configuration. 50 kilometers per hour or 31 miles per hour. You can change the engine setup, the wheel setup, and the wheel brand. You can have standard wheel weights, wide tyres, wide tyres and wheel weights, narrow tyres, rear twins, twin wheels, and it says communal. I don't know what that actually means, to be honest with you. But then on the front of that, we've got another piece of forestry equipment, and this is the Fliegl long neck Combi Plus, and these are logging tongs, logging grab, logging fork, however you want to describe it. I had a quick look onto the Fliegl website as well for this. This will attach to, I think, 3-point linkage, and it will attach to obviously a front loader, which you can see it on there, and the actual real world version. On the very front of that boom, you've got the grey section of the boom, then a red section, then the actual claw hanging off of that. The red section is telescopic. I don't know whether the in-game version will be telescopic or not, but the real world version is. When you've got that on the end of a front loader and the telescopic boom on the end of that, it gives you quite a long reach, I would imagine. A very handy piece of equipment, and a kind of entry-level crane to get you off the ground if you don't want to be, buying the Komatsu straight off the bat. But that's it for this week on the fact sheets. I hope you found them useful and informative. I hope you found the extra bits of information interesting in some way, I hope. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.